All right, today I'm at one of my favorite Dallas locations for this travel and history walking tour. I'm here at the beautiful Dallas Arboretum. Just a quick plug, if you're ever in town, absolutely worth checking out. You can spend hours here, as you'll see on the tour, and I'm only scratching the surface. And if you are a resident of Dallas, definitely consider getting a family membership. My family comes here all the time. Only a couple of visits and we pay for the whole thing. It's got a lot to see and a lot of unique history, as we'll get into in just a moment. If you're interested in more historical walking tours or the podcast, follow this show or look for westernsibpodcast.com.
The Dallas Arboretum is built upon the old DeGoyler estate, a property gifted to the city in 1977 from Southern Methodist University, once part of a 44-acre estate known as Rancho Encinal, built for geophysicist Everett Lee DeGolyer and his wife Nell. Rancho Encinal is a 21,000 square foot Spanish colonial revival designed by Schuett and Schuett, the same architects of the Hotel Bel Air in California. 3 years earlier, in 1974, the Dallas Arboretum and Botanical Society, DABS, adopted bylaws, elected officers, and incorporated as a nonprofit organization. DABS spent the following 3 years trying to find the perfect location for an arboretum, until settling on the DeGolyer estate in 1977. By 1980, DABS had raised over $1 million and purchased the 22-acre Alex Camp House, which is adjacent to the DeGolyer estate. Both houses are located on White Rock Lake. In 1982, the city of Dallas and DABS signed a contract creating an arboretum and botanical garden on the combined 66 acres of the DeGolyer and Camp properties. The gardens opened to the public for the first time in 1984. In 1985, billionaire Ross Perot pledged $8 million to the Dallas Arboretum, $2 million up front, and $2 million each consecutive year, as long as the Arboretum meets certain demands, such as planting thousands of flowering and foliage trees along the White Rock Lake shoreline, and giving the Perot family naming rights to the Arboretum. The society itself hosted the inaugural Dallas Blooms Festival with 130,000 tulips, enticing 40,000 people to visit the property. But the story goes back further. In 1944, Everett DeGolyer was named president of the Dallas Arboretum Foundation, whose goal is, quote, a planting of trees, shrubs, and flowers under scientific control and for the benefit of industry, commerce, and public enjoyment. The Arboretum was to be incorporated into the Dallas City Park system, part of a master plan for post-World War II improvement. But, as I said before, in 1974, DeGolyer died and deeded the DeGolyers' 44-acre estate back to Southern Methodist University. The 21,000 square foot home of Mr. and Mrs. Everett DeGollier serves as the centerpiece for the garden. Landscape architects Arthur and Marie Berger designed the 4.5-acre DeGollier Gardens for the DeGollier family in 1944. Many of the original garden features remain, including Magnolia Alley, the sunken garden, and the octagonal fountain. In 2012, the existing entry landscape was replaced with a new design featuring hardy tropicals and palms. The Deller House is listed on the National Register of Historical Places as well as Texas Register of Historical Places. Located as well on park grounds, the Deller House is an example of Spanish colonial revival architecture. This shares some elements with earlier mission revival style, derived from the architecture of the California missions, and Pueblo revival style from traditional Puebloan peoples in New Mexico. Spanish colonial architecture is characterized by a combination of detail from several eras of Spanish Baroque, colonial, and Moorish revival architecture. This style, which is exemplified in the properties, is marked by the prodigious use of smooth plaster, stucco, chimney finishes, low-pitched clay tile, shed or flat roofs, and terracotta or cast concrete ornaments. Other characteristics typically include small porches or balconies. Roman or semicircular arcades, wood casements, and tall double-hung windows are also present. Gardens attracted 1,025,052 visitors in 2021. DABS itself has over 45,000 members. In 2021, almost 90% of paid visitors to the Arboretum were within a 50-mile radius of the city of Dallas. And the Arboretum itself is consistently ranked as one of the top attractions in Dallas by TripAdvisor, and well worth the time.